Mange. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So as promised, here I am filming a show day makeup tutorial. Oh, this is the second time I'm filming this. Did film it the first time 4 days after my show, and prep brain was really prep braining because I've tried to edit it and rewatching it back and half the things I say just don't make sense. So yeah, I'm now nearly 7 weeks post show, and here I am filming my show day makeup tutorial. The very first thing I do on show day is clip my hair back. Hair always done after makeup. Whatever your normal skin prep is before you put a full face of makeup, stick with that, don't change it. Whatever you do that works normally. I just use my daily moisturiser. One of the most important steps is the next step, I'd say, when it comes to show day makeup. Using a good primer. I do my makeup before I go and then get my second layer of tan. So it's like when I wake up in the morning, I'll have like my first meal. I think it's usually chicken and rice cake. Your makeup will be on all day. My first show day was on from probably finished at about 9 in the morning, and it was on, I think I last got on stage at nearly 9 o'clock at night. So my makeup had to last 12 hours, which it did. It lasted so well, it did not move at all. And I think there's a few products I put that down to. And using a good primer to start with, honestly, a game changer. I got all of the e.l.f. Power Grip primers. I got them in like the smaller ones, because I tried them out a few weeks before my shows to see which one I liked the most. I got the matte one, the green one and the pink one, and I found that the matte one works best for me. Generous amount. I kind of splotch it the same places I splotched same places I put my moisturiser. People use a brush to rub. I don't know. I'm just going to wipe my hand on my blanket and pretend that, well, none of you can see it, so we'll pretend it's a makeup wipe. What the helly? And then I am kind of weird. Then go on to do my eyes. It's just a bit of an awkward jump. I like the primer to really, you have to leave it for a bit to get tacky, but I like it to really sit and settle into the skin before I put foundation stuff on top. So I found that this worked the best for me. MAC Studio Fix Fluid in the shade NW40 and NW45 were both really popular shades and a really good foundation that I'd seen quite a lot of people use. I do use this on my eyes as the base, kind of just so I know that my eye area, once I've done my eyeshadow, is going to blend in as seamlessly with the rest of my face and not just be like, oh, pale, dark, if you know what I mean. So what I do, carve underneath the eyebrow and then fill in. No, I don't fill anything in. Carve underneath the eyebrow and then just kind of whack the rest just all over the eyelid. Blend that in. I use a dry beauty blender. Personal preference, I've always preferred to use a beauty blender dry. Yeah, I don't know, I think it's worked better for me personally. And it doesn't matter about being that messy with it at the moment, just because you're going to go in with foundation and stuff on the rest of your face later on. For my eyeshadow, I bought these two palettes. They are the Beauty Blend, 42 shades in them, I believe. And I bought these, they were on offer, I think they were 2 for £20, so many shades. I use this one a lot more, the pinky nudie one, but there's so many shades, so many looks that you could do. That is what my makeup looked like, by the way. Oh, that is a jump scare. I did a like pinky mauvey colour, like creasy colour with like a nice gold base in my head, because girl math. If I wasn't spending £150 on someone doing my makeup, I could then spend £150 to do my own makeup. You don't want your show day to be the first time you're practicing, like doing it. You want to have practiced probably 2-3 times at least. before your actual show day. You don't want to be like the blind leading the blind. I did actually do my makeup quite a few times, tried out what I liked. I think most of it you play around with the eyeshadow look and see what works well for you. You've got to take into consideration the colour of your bikini and stuff, your eye colour as well, your hair colour. You want it all to make your features pop on stage. As you see, just went in, like kind of set the base. And then I go in with big fluffy brush. I used this one, and you kind of just be quite messy with this. I am in no way, shape or form a makeup artist either. I just one day decided that I was going to do my makeup. I went in with Mahogany, deeper burgundy shade. Just went in with a smaller like detailer brush. This one here is like it's like a chocolate brown, we'll call it. And really keep it to the outer V, just to darken the eyeshadow look. Make it more like foxy if you drag it out a little bit, like low and out. And then I think we're nearly done. Which one did I use? On my outer lid, I used the darker glitter here. Put it on my finger, and then I apply it straight to the eyelid. I'm quite messy with it. There's no methodology to it whatsoever. And then you go in with a lighter shade. Did I use Candle or Florentine? Florentine was just more of like a paler, whiter gold colour. Use the same finger and apply that. And that is quite literally what I do with the eyes for now. I then go in with a wipe and just wipe directly under the eye and follow it outwards a little bit just to wing off the eyes. Then we get ready for the main event, which is probably the foundation. I say probably. The main event is definitely the foundation, because that's where it all comes together and starts to look like a makeup look. Yeah, it's going to look quite scary for me just because I'm very pale at the moment, and I'm putting a really dark foundation on my pale skin. For this part, I do like to work in sections, so I do a cheek, and then my forehead. And just, I found that applying this foundation, particularly this Max Studio Fix, in sections works better because it does dry down pretty quickly. It's like a matte full coverage foundation. I just use a big, slightly dense brush. If I was on show day, I would be blending it up into my hair. But you got tan as well, like you got foundation and then tan all in your hair, like it kind of doesn't matter. You don't want to forget your ears, especially if you're having your hair curled. Like your ears are going to be a lot more on show than if you have your hair straight down. You don't want to have pale ears, it just stands out, it looks awful. You don't want to match your foundation exactly to the colour of the tan on your body. It will look a bit weird, it kind of looks a bit matte and flat if your face is the exact same colour as the rest of your body. So I went probably like 3 shades lighter on my face. I used the Max Studio Fix in shade NW40 on show day, and I found that one worked well for me. Look how scary this is. I need to cover that up. Because I've done this so many times, I've learned that putting less on your face is more, and you can always add more. It's harder to take more away. And I used the palm of my hand to blend things in, just because that's somewhere you can blend stuff in. You can wipe the palm of your hand with a makeup wipe, no one's really going to see it. Whereas I usually use that side of my hand, just like the back of my hand, the part of your hand that people and the judges can see on show day. So you kind of don't want to be putting any product on there, disrupting the tan, wiping the tan off, or like you apply product to it and making the tan go green. Moving on, it's in a really weird order. I will then fill my eyebrows in purely because I don't like the way they look when they're covered in foundation. You're just going to do what you normally do. Use what you normally use to fill in your eyebrows. You may just want to be a little darker when you fill in like the tail part. There's never a massive difference between my eyebrows. Yeah, so there we go. That's my eyebrows done. sisters, not twins, because they're both very different shapes, really annoyingly, and they're quite skinny. But you know what? Who has eyebrows that they actually love? I feel like no one. MAC Fix Plus, once my foundation has been sat for a bit and it's sunk into everywhere it needs to, I've done my eyebrows, done my eyes, go in with this just to kind of melt it all together before you then go in with your other cream products and your powders. And then it gets fun because you start building. Then go in with concealer. I do go in with my normal day-to-day concealer. I find it does, when you blend it out, it kind of mixes with the foundation that you've got on anyway. And it really helps to brighten and create dimension throughout your face. Ow. And remember, at this stage, less is more. I'll get my nose out on the forehead. Yeah, less is more. I, again, just use the same foundation brush. I feel like that just blended straight into nothing. On show day, when you've got like 10% body fat, the face is always pretty. I go in with, I got this palette, it's the Made by Mitchell Curve Case. Is it shade medium? I don't know. A row of cream blush, and a row of cream bronzers, and it's got quite a few different shades, so I find this was really good because you pretty much guaranteed to find a shade that you like the undertone of. I went in with Teddy Bear contour shade just on, I think this is a Real Techniques contour brush. Yeah, just dab it in, pat it on my hand, and then pat it directly onto the skin again, just kind of where you would normally do it. You kind of can be quite heavy-handed just because there's going to be lots of bright lights, cameras and stuff. You want it to show up. So creamy, it's so easy to blend. It's just a cute little mermaid brush. I went in with this shade here, but I just really pat this on the high points of my cheekbones. Overload the face with blush. It is going to die down, especially when you put your powders on and everything. It's going to look a whole lot less dramatic. Is the creams base done? What a slay. Why is that not going on? And then, trusty powder. Again, use this every day. Set your face. You want a setting powder that's going to keep your makeup in place, not budge. One's also not going to leave you with like a white cast. I love my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I know a lot of people use that for their show day makeup as well and have no issues. So just pat it in on a powder puff. That's quite a lot actually. Again, use the palm of your hand and you set the under eye. I did bake ever so slightly. I'm just pushing it in. I get really oily throughout the day, so I always find keeping my powder and powder puff on me just to keep my oils at bay and keep the makeup set in place worked really well. So this is another thing. Oops, I thought I broke that then. This is something I bought specifically for my show day. It's the Makeup Revolution Mega Bronzer in the darker shade, just because you are going to need a really dark bronzer. So this normal bronzer brush, be quite generous. Again, I just put it into my hand and put it pretty much the place that you just put your cream contour, but with this being a bigger brush, you can be a bit messy with it. I actually think I've done my makeup better now than I did on my last show day, because my last show day I kind of hated it. Did it the exact same, but it just didn't flow well. Bronzer done. Keep this on you as well with your powder. Keep it with you throughout the day just so you can add more, top it up. You know, you can never have enough bronzer, particularly for when you right before you go on stage. Next, blush. Again, there's no specific colour. I kind of try and get it to match my eye look. Personal preference. I used MAC Burnt Pepper. I did swap between this one and I've got a House Labs blush in French Rosette, which is more of like it's a lighter colour. So naturally when my tan was dark I went with this one, but I love the formula of the House Labs. get yourself some eyelashes. I went with eyelashes that I would wear if I was just going on a night out. Nothing too dramatic because you don't want to hood your eyes. Do try them on your eyes before your show day again, just so you know how they fit, how they look, whether you actually like the way they feel and look on your eyes. Get some eyelash tweezers. I did steal these from my friend in like 12. Yeah, I didn't mean to steal them. I think I accidentally picked them up one day and I never gave them back. It's like our family heirloom. It's our friendship heirloom. Shout out to Lizzie. I don't know why, but whenever I put eyelashes on, my eyes always water because I'm having to like really concentrate. Eyelashes are on. When I put my eyelashes on, I took one of the brushes that I used for my eyeshadow earlier that had just one of the pinky shades on. Just kind of ran it across the lower lash line to kind of tie it all in together. And then take a mascara, just kind of put a little coat on your lower lashes. I use a waterproof one. This one, I think it's just the Maybelline The Falsies Lash Lift Waterproof Mascara. It's not going to run if you cry at any point on show day, which is quite likely. Let's be real. Next step, lips. A nice lip liner. I just used MAC Wow. I have a Glossier. It's like a lip cream thing. I don't know what it is, but it's in the shade Suit. This is like a brighter pink. Goes quite nicely with the blush and the eyes. It wears quite well as well. It's like a NYX soft matte lip cream. A lot of people use them and recommend them for show day. I just had this Glossier one, so I thought, why not? You can choose to either leave your lips like this or put a gloss on. I did wear a gloss just because I prefer the look of a glossy lip. That is pretty much. Oh wait, no it's not. I almost forgot. My friend bought me this. This is Vive Skin Dew Glow Multitasker, and it's kind of like a liquid glowy highlighter, and it's so pretty. Just pop it in my hand. I am going to use the brush that I used. Technically I didn't steal it, she said I could have it to use it for my show day makeup. I just haven't yet given that back either. It's a common theme here, isn't there? I end up with makeup utensils, tools from my friends and just never give them back. I'm sorry. So I'll just go pop this on all the high points. My nose, my cheekbones. Although it is a liquid, it sits so nicely over the top of powders. Like I have no issues whatsoever with like separation or anything. Pop it on all your high points, kind of wherever you want to put your highlighter. I do cheekbones, kind of bits like on my forehead, my nose, my chin with a little flat pack brush. And I pop some just underneath my brow arch and then my inner corner as well. That is generally the makeup. And then aside from the primer, one of the other things that you absolutely, I swear by, use the L'Oreal 3-second mist face setting spray. I'm convinced it's hairspray, like you know it like years ago when you used to spray hairspray on your face to set your makeup. I'm convinced it's basically hairspray in this can. They've just called it a setting spray, but it does what it says on the tin. I've not had any issues with my makeup like not lasting. So yeah, so you just get this, give it a shake, kind of hold it there. Try not to breathe it in or open your eyes too quickly because it burns. Or open your mouth because it doesn't taste particularly nice. And then take the clips out. I've lost a clip. And at this point you would then like go on and do your hair. My hair's pretty straight now. Can we appreciate that? how I do my show day makeup. Yeah, that took me like an hour to do. Obviously, when you practice your makeup before your show day, I would highly recommend timing how long it takes you, just so you know roughly like when you start your makeup on show day how long you have. I would always give yourself like 30 minutes to an hour longer, just so you've got that extra like leeway room, just to, if something goes wrong you want to change it, you have that time to change it, and then you don't have to stress or rush. So that is how I did my makeup for show day. Yeah, if you have any questions, drop them down below or message me. As always, I hope you all have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one.